Oh, come in, come in. You come at the right time. I'm going to talk about something very important today. Something that probably change your life if you are looking for a life change. It has to do with the emotional physics of sovereignty. Yeah, it's a core truth. We need to open it up. We need to expose it. It has to do with shame. Yeah, shame. Good old shame. A sovereign person does not experience shame when someone tries to coerce, belittle, or dishonor them. Why? Because shame only arises when a person believes the accusation, internalizes the attack, or doubts their own worth. Yet a sovereign person doesn't do any of these things. Instead, they experience something entirely different: righteous indignation. Not rage, not collapse, not humiliation, but a clean, clear recognition: you have violated the dignity of my being, and that violation is about you, not me. This is the emotional signature of sovereignty, and I'll explain why. Why sovereign people don't feel shame. Now, hear me. Shame requires participation. It requires agreement. It requires internal collapse. A sovereign person remains in themselves. Their inner life is intact, their self regard is intact, and their sense of worth is intact. So, when someone tries to shame them, the attempt hits a wall. The sovereign person feels clarity, indignation, boundary, self possession, but not shame. Because shame is a self attack. And a sovereign person does not turn against themselves. Yeah, okay. It's an important concept. Yeah. But now this is a side of the sovereign person that creates that power, the power of the, or the dynamic of the inner life. You see, it has to do with the pleasure of being versus the pain of humiliation. All right. And this is a very beautiful part of this concept that I would like to share. It has to do with a sovereign person's pleasure of being, their groundedness, their inner warmth, their self respect, that these things are stronger than the pain of humiliation. Humiliation is external, being is internal. Humiliation is imposed, being is chosen. Humiliation is momentary, but being is continuous. See? So the sovereign person's inner pleasure, the quiet joy of being themselves, overrides any attempt to make them feel small. This is why they don't collapse, and this is why they don't internalize the attack, and this is why they don't feel shame. Their inner life is stronger. than the world's projections. But there's another aspect to this concept, even more profound. It's subtle, but it's true. People who carry shame will eventually abandon it in the presence of a sovereign person. Why? Because shame cannot survive in the atmosphere of dignity, clarity, warmth, non-judgment, emotional safety, pleasurable association. Shame is dissolved when a person is seen without being condemned. Shame dissolves when a person is welcomed without being controlled. Shame dissolves when a person is met with pleasure instead of guilt. This is the opposite of religious shame rituals, which use guilt, fear, emotional control, moral pressure to keep people small. The sovereign person uses presence, pleasure, dignity, compassion, clarity to help people rise. See, this is the alchemy of sovereignty. So here's the teaching we're forming. And let's articulate this as cleanly as possible. Sovereign people do not feel shame when attacked, they feel righteous indignation. Their inner pleasure is stronger than humiliation, and those who carry shame will eventually abandon it in the presence of a sovereign person, because sovereignty heals through dignity, not guilt. This is a teaching worth building upon. Yes, we need to talk more about this, and we will in the days to come. It's an important and foundational principle in the philosophy of ascendance and of reclaiming and returning to your inner life. Okay? So, with that, I say, I hope you have enjoyed and benefited from a few minutes of your visit here today. Return when you have time, and until then, remain in peace.